Good morning YouTube, it's your part of all pics and I'm back with another video. Um so today we have the Champions League to dive into, and it's one of the tournaments that has been heavily anticipated by people that bet, people that gamble, people that invest into gambling. It's been a bad weekend for betting in general. It's been a bad weekend. A lot of teams costed us, like Arsenal, Liverpool. A lot of teams just costed a lot of us. So today it's just, this video is going to be me diving in depth about today's Champions League games and tomorrow's Champions League games. When you I don't know when you guys are going to see this video when it uploads, but yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. I would really appreciate it so that you don't miss out on quality predictions and top picks. So as you can see on your screen, I have 4 slips for us. Depending on how long this video is, I can make a separate short video where I can just share the slips, because I think this video is going to be long, because I'm going to go in depth, and I think you should watch this video to the end, because there are some quality predictions that I myself won't even put on the slip. But if you can trust my predictions, maybe you can maximize profit and value. So without wasting any time, let's get straight into it. So the first game that we have is Porto Clemt versus Manchester City. So Manchester City come into this game needing only a win. They only need a win to qualify for the next round, whereas their opponents need to beat Man City to have a chance of qualifying for the playoff rounds that will be held in early February. So my picks for this game is City to win the game and over 1.5 goals. If you want to be safe, because City to win also has value, which is sitting at 2:5 if odds, if I'm not mistaken, which is 1.37 odds. So that's good value. And yeah, you can also opt for both teams to be carded. I mean, it is an away game for Man City. It is an away game, so obviously it won't be easy to beat Porto Clemt, considering that Porto Clemt has good players up front and they actually play some excellent football. But I still know that Man City are going to get the job done at the end of the day. If you ask me, the correct score prediction, I think they win in 2-1, if not 3-1, but they'll win. They have to win. Yeah, having lost to United on Saturday. So the next game that we have, the player prop that we have is Erling Haaland to have at least 2 shots on target. I mean, it's a long shot, but it's good for value. If you want to do a builder bet, like a bet builder for this game, then you genuinely can. I think it's gonna hit. The next game that you have is Real Madrid versus AS Monaco. As a Real Madrid fan, this game scares me a lot, because I know how Madrid plays, like they're so predictable. Like in games that they're supposed to win, they tend to make these games hard for themselves. But hopefully tomorrow they win, and we also qualify for the knockout stages of the Champions League. Their opponent's form is pretty much unwavering, having lost to Lorient at home 3-1 on Friday. But my picks for this game are pretty much straightforward. We have Real Madrid to win or draw and over 1.5 goals. And a value bet that you can do is Real Madrid to win and over 2.5 goals, or both teams to score. The next game that we have is Spurs versus Dortmund. I won't really say much on this game. Both teams are very inconsistent, but Dortmund is a better team than Tottenham this season. But then in the Champions League, Tottenham haven't really been quite bad. I don't think they've lost a game in the Champions League this season. I stand to be corrected. But then my picks for this game is Dortmund to score anytime. I see this as a both teams to score game, where maybe Tottenham win the game 2-1, Or maybe it ends as 1-1. Another pick that we have is over 3.5 corners first half. If you want to be safe about it, then you can do over 7.5 corners in full time. The next game that we have is Sporting CP versus PSG. Last time PSG played an away game in the Champions League, they drew to Athletic Club, and they actually need this game. They need the 3 points. A lot of teams tomorrow are playing for qualification. It's the penultimate match week of the Champions League, because next week is the final match week of the Champions League league phase. So next week is also going to be a big day for betting, and hopefully we make profit. But in this game, as you can see, Sporting have scored a goal in their last 5 games, and I am envisioning this game to have a red card, if you ask me. It's a game where it can get quite intense. Both teams actually need to win the game. So, but if you wanna make a bet builder, do PSG to win either half, then do over 2.5 bookings, and then over 2.5 goals. That should make around 6-7 odds, which is good. And then you can slap, I don't know what currency you use in your country, but yeah, just do that. But then my pick for this game is PSG to win either half, over 2.5 goals for the game. The next game that you have is Olympiacos versus Bayer Leverkusen. As you can see, nothing to say. My pick for this game is Olympiacos to score anytime. I honestly say Olympiacos scoring in this game. If you ask me who wins this game, I think Olympiacos wins it. It's risky, but you can come back to me on Wednesday and say, you were right. The full picks, you were right. It's just like you said, Olympiacos won the game. But then if they lose, it's fine. As long as they give us our goal, then it's fine. Another pick that I have is draw first 10 minutes. The next game that you have is Copenhagen versus Napoli. You guys know me, I don't like Napoli. I honestly don't like Napoli, especially when it comes to betting, because they so on and off. They win games when you don't bet on them, but when you bet on them, it's like they suddenly don't know how to play football, which is quite surprising, if you ask me. But then my picks for this game is Copenhagen to score anytime. I see Copenhagen scoring in this game. An alternative that you can opt for is over 1.5 goals, but I honestly see Copenhagen scoring in this game, because if you check Copenhagen in the Champions League, in every home game they have played this season, they have scored. In every home game that Copenhagen has played this season, they have scored, and they only lost to Dortmund and Tottenham, if I'm not mistaken. So trust Copenhagen to score in this game. And yeah, like I said, alternative is over 1.5 goals. Inter versus Arsenal, pretty much straightforward. Arsenal coming to this game having already qualified for the next round of the Champions League, and they have a big match on the weekend against Manchester United. So I see Mikel Arteta resting his players. But then, if he feels his strongest lineup, that would be because he wants to strengthen his position at the top of the Champions League table. So my pick for this game is over 7.5 corners and both teams to get carded. Another pick that you can add is plus 2.5 handicap to Inter Milan. I think that one will hit. I think Inter Milan either draw this game or they lose or they lose the game 2-0. Bless me. The next game that we have is Kairat Almaty versus Club Brugge. I hate early kickoff games, because normally they're the ones that cut the sleep early. But then, to be fair, both teams have nothing to honestly play for. I mean, Club Brugge can still make the second set of the qualification, like the playoff round. So they need to win this game. I hope they need to win this game. So my picks for this game is Kairat Almaty to score anytime. If you want, then you can do Club Brugge win or Kairat Almaty win, double chance. The next game that you have is Karabakh versus Frankfurt. You know Frankfurt, they score a lot, but they also concede a lot. Both teams have lost their last two games in the Champions League, but then my base for this game are also pretty much straightforward. We have draw first 10 minutes or home or away and over 1.5 goals. We're moving to Wednesday's games. We're moving into Wednesday's games. The first game that you have is Galatasaray versus Atletico Madrid. My picks for this game is Galatasaray to score anytime and both teams to get carded. If you ask me who wins this game at the end of the night, Atletico Madrid can win this game 3-1 or 4-1, but I still will see Galatasaray scoring in this game. And Osimhen is back in the lineup, considering that Nigeria crashed out of the AFCON and they won the match against Egypt for third place on Saturday. So expect this to be a very good game for us neutrals watching football on Wednesday night. The next game that we have is Athletic Club versus Atalanta. Atalanta has won 3 straight games in the Champions League, having recently beat Chelsea. And they started off the Champions League rather quite shaky, but the new coach has picked up and he's been good. They also good in the Serie A. They are unbeaten in 4 league games in the Serie A. So their opponent, Athletic Club, is a rather quite disappointing team this season. But then anything can happen in football. Atalanta can lose tomorrow. I genuinely hope that they don't lose. And Atalanta is the home team. But then my picks for this game is Atalanta to win either half. Another one that we have is sending off no, meaning that there won't be a red card in the game. There won't be a red card in the game. So those are my picks. Chelsea versus Palace, pretty much straightforward. Chelsea to win the game. The value bet that we have is Chelsea win or draw in under 4.5 goals and Palace under 1.5 goals team total. If you want, you can say Chelsea win or draw in over 1.5 goals, but I honestly see Chelsea winning this game 4-0, 3-1. I don't see them winning by more than 4 goals, honestly speaking. I mean, they're still finding their feet under their new coach. So, yeah. The next game that you have is Bayern versus USG. Pretty much straightforward. Bayern winning over 2.5 goals. Alternative that we have is Bayern to score in the first half. The next game that we have is Juventus versus Benfica. My picks for this game is plus 2.5 handicap Benfica. Sending off no. Over 7.5 corners. The value bet that we have is plus 1.5 handicap Benfica, and the player props that we have is Kenan Leaders shot on target and Vangelis Pavlidis 2 shots on target. The Pavlidis one, hear me now. This one is the biggest long shot of the day. It is the biggest long shot of the day. But the thing is, in the Champions League, anything can happen. Pavlidis is quite a good striker. He's a very good striker for Benfica. And if you check his past 5 games, he averages a shot on target in every game. He averages 3.1 shots per game. 3.1 shots per game, and in those 3.1 shots, it's either he has a shot on target or 2 shots on target. So this one is a long shot. If you want to tone it down, then do Pavlidis 1 shot on target. But I do think that the 2 shots on target can still hit. The last 3 games that we have is Newcastle versus PSV. My picks for this game is Newcastle win or draw. The value bet that we have is PSV to score anytime. I honestly see PSV scoring in this game. But then yeah, you guys will let me know in the comments. And then the next game that we have is Marseille versus Liverpool. Another reminder, please don't forget to join the Telegram or the WhatsApp channel so you don't miss out on top quality predictions. So Marseille versus Liverpool. Liverpool won't be touching my bet slips for a while. They disappointed me on the weekend. I honestly don't know how they drew to Burnley, but it's football. They priced it 0.9 is to 1 to win the game, which already points out that it's not going to be an easy game for Liverpool to win, but I still expect them to get the job done because of their experience in the Champions League. And Arne Slot needs to coach a win. He's actually quite under pressure considering that Xabi Alonso is on the market and a lot of clubs are monitoring his status. So Arne Slot needs to win this game, otherwise he risks being under pressure heading into the weekend. But the picks for this game both seems to get carded. Liverpool over 4.5 corners. I don't think Betway has that market, so just do Liverpool handicap or Liverpool to win on corners. The other pick that we have is Liverpool to win either half. The last game of the day that we have is Barcelona versus Slavia Prague. My picks for this game are pretty much straightforward. Rafinha is injured, and apparently Ferran Torres has a hamstring injury, so this player prop doesn't apply anymore. I might drop another player prop for this Barca game in the morning because I still have to drop the other predictions where I drop my slips. But then yeah, my pick for this game is Barcelona to win the game. And yeah, these are my predictions for this week's Champions League fixtures. I genuinely hope you guys make profit. I genuinely hope you guys take my picks and use them separately and maximize profit. Bet builders are actually the way to go for this Champions League game week because it's not guaranteed. Where a lot of things may go wrong tomorrow, but I hope that everything goes right. I have faith that everything is going to be alright. But thank you for watching the video. God bless you guys. And hopefully we beat the bookies on Tuesday and Wednesday. And goodbye.